Well. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. You know what? We're gonna fix the audio here. I think we have some audio, but we're gonna fix it up even better. Today is December 7th. December, no, no, no. December 7th, 2022. But it is Pearl Harbor Day. Yes, Pearl Harbor Day. December 7th, 1941. The base, I think it was the naval base there in Pearl Harbor. Well, actually, I know it was attacked, and over 2,000 Americans died in that attack. And so, I'd like to send out my condolences for all the family members of those who died on Pearl Harbor. Um, it's been a couple of decades, but you'd be surprised how fast those decades go by as you get older. And so, it's even though it seems, what is it, 80 years ago? Gee, I'm not too far away from that. We're not going to even go into that. Oh my gosh. Yes, yes, 81 years ago. Today, today we're going to finish on chapter 1 of the plant paradox. I like to space these things out. Last week you saw a workout video, and this week we're going to continue on with the plant paradox in chapter 1. And well, you know what? Let's get started because there's some things that you need to have known as of yesterday. Okay, so today is December 2022, year 2020, the 2022nd year of our Lord, and let's get right down to business. There's something that all of you need to know and need to know as of yesterday. When you think gluten, your first association is likely to be wheat, although barley and rye and also sometimes oats contain gluten. No grain is omnipresent in the American diet as wheat. As I mentioned earlier, the wheat promoting properties of wheat, the weight promoting properties of wheat have prompted us to choose wheat over less weighty grains 10,000 years ago. Actually, I'm reading this from I should have to close this window because I have a neighbor who has a dog that they like to leave outside and just bark. So no matter where you go, okay, there's always nuances and aggravations that will annoy you. So I could be in Naples, Florida, one of the most beautiful places in the United States, and I have a neighbor with a dog. Anyway, wheat promotes weight gain. And although wheat may be our favorite grain, it is not our friend. So whether you have been diagnosed with celiac disease or non-celiac sensitivity to wheat, we have a problem. The problem is that wheat is addictive. Yes, it's like an opiate to your brain. It gets in there and it says it wants more and it wants more and it wants more. So wheat is like a drug. Like most people, you tolerate its ill effects because you are addicted to it. In addition to its addictive properties, wheat presents another huge problem for us, namely what I mentioned. It promotes weight gain off the hook. That's why all you beer drinkers are gaining weight. It has wheat gluten in it. Okay, the Center for Disease Control says that 70% of Americans are overweight. That includes Black, white, Asian, Spanish. All of you, every last one of you are overweight. 70% of Americans are overweight. And almost 38% are obese. Let's just call it 30% obese. No, not only are 70% of Americans overweight, nearly 40% of them are obese. That's at least 50 pounds overweight. Are you listening? 50 pounds. Now, I want you to see me like this. This is my TB12 hat, and I have a little t-shirt on because I want you to see that I am in shape for a 63-year-old person. I am in shape. And I get this way because I've been following this book, The Plant Paradox, and I guarantee it will work for each and every one of you. Do you understand that? It just doesn't work for me. It just doesn't work for other people. It will work for you. It's going to be an eye opener. It's going to change a lot of what you thought. And it's going to mess up your little protective bubble and cocoon that you were in, thinking that you knew everything there was to know about whatever there was to know. In this case, food. But it's going to change all that. It's going to bring you to a no hold on. Well, at the very least, you won't be overweight. Okay. Sadly, being overweight is the new normal. Because I'm reading this from Dr. Gundy's book. Sadly, being overweight is the new normal. And lectins play a large role in this obesity crisis. But the most dangerous but avoidable lectin in wheat is not gluten. You see, there's different types of lectins, which are really just poisons that are trying to kill you and kill your body. The most dangerous lectin in wheat is what's called WGA, which is wheat germ agglutinin. Wheat germ agglutinin, or WGA. Just to be clear, wheat germ agglutinin, or WGA, is not associated with gluten. Rather, it is found in bran. This means that white bread contains gluten, but not WGAs, while whole wheat bread contains both gluten and WGA. Unbelievable, huh? White bread is actually better. Wheat germ agglutinin is an especially small protein compared with most other lectins, which means WGA can pass through the walls of your intestine more easily than other lectins can, making it very, because of this, one of many of the effects of consuming WGA. There's a lot of them. Let's just go through a couple of them. Number one, WGA behaves like insulin. It disrupts the normal endocrine function by pumping sugar into fat cells, where the sugar soon turns to fat, resulting in weight gain and the development of insulin resistance. Number two, it blocks sugar from getting into the muscle cells, creating still more body fat and starving the muscles of nourishment. All of us who go to the gym, who lift weights, not that I'm a big weightlifter, listen, I'm not the biggest guy in the world, 195 pounds, okay? Just toned, whatever. But that's very important to us. The fact that we're eating wheat bread and going to the gym, our muscles are being starved of the sugar they need. The wheat, the WGA gets in there, maybe it turns to fat. Gosh, who knew? But now you know. Number three, it interferes with the digestion of protein. Number four, it promotes inflammation by releasing free radicals, which can thin the mucosal lining of your gut. That in itself ought to make us stop eating all wheat products. I mean, you're going to say bran, grain, whole wheat products, but we'll go on. It cross-reacts with other proteins, creating antibodies that can induce autoimmune responses. These antibodies are distinct from those formed by reaction to gluten. It means gluten does one thing and these things do another. Number six, it crosses the blood-brain barrier, taking with it other substances to which it has bonded and causes neurological problems. This is getting scary, is it not? Is it not, guys? This is getting scary, but this is why you should know this. Like I said at the beginning of this is something you should have known yesterday. This book has been out at least 10 years, I believe, and there's a reason why you don't know about it. So, plant paradox. Number seven, it kills cells without distinguishing between normal and cancerous cells. So it's killing your cells, what it thinks is cancerous cells, because we're going to get into this. A lot of these lectins mimic a lot of your cell structures. Number nine, it causes arteriosclerosis, which is the hardening of the arteries, with the buildup of plaque, which is never mentioned in conventional medicine. That's what lectins do. It causes arteriosclerosis. Gosh. Number 10, enables the entry of influenza, the flu, and other disease-causing viruses into the body from the gut by bonding to the celiac acid in the mucosal lining. So everybody who got sick due to COVID and a lot of the other flu-like conditions that were traveling around, eating whole wheat definitely made you more susceptible to it. Number 3, it contributes to the development of nephritis or kidney inflammation. So it contributes to kidney inflammation. Listen, that right there. Okay, guys, if you didn't get anything else, if you're tuning in and you're just getting to this, I'm ending chapter 1. Next week we'll go to chapter 2. You're understanding what is going on when you eat certain products. Now, these products, food products, have been told, we're told it's good for us. It's not bad. At the very least, it's not bad for us. That it's not bad for our bodies. All you vegetarians and everyone who's this is the reason why you changed, because you wanted to give your body what you think, what you were told that it needs. It turns out that you were lied to. Make a long story short, not everybody's been on the level. I will try to be I will be on the level with you as much as I know, and this much I've learned, and my body feels a lot better. Listen, I can run now. I can breathe better than I have in. Let's see, I'm 63. I think at least 43 years, not since I was 17 or 18. That's an astronomical statement to make, but it's true. So let's move on. How do you avoid WGAs? Well, simply steer clear of whole grain bread and other whole grain products. If you are overweight, there is a good chance that it is because you are a believer in the myth of the whole grain goodness. And all of us who grew up eating cereal, that's right, Kellogg's, Post, whatever other cereal, they were selling us wheat and whole grains and and remember at the beginning, I said that it becomes a addiction. It's like an opiate. It also becomes an opiate to your brain, and you love it, you like it, you love it, and you want more of it. That was the beginning. Or I'm not going to blame it all on whole grain and whole wheat. It's just a couple. Those are various forms of gluten, but that's part of the reason why that when you think that you're eating right and you're still getting sick, as we will discuss coming up. That's the reason why. So imagine you are at a breakfast restaurant and your meal comes with a side of toast, right? And so the waitress asks, "Do you want white or wheat?" You, of course, say wheat. Well, all of us have been saying wheat for the last 35 years because we've been told that wheat bread, which is brown wheat bread, which is actually just brown wheat bread, right, is actually better than white bread, which is just white wheat bread because it's been bleached. But it's not. White wheat bread is actually better for you than brown wheat bread because it has been bleached and it does not contain any WGAs or wheat germ agglutinates. That's the reason why. So even changing your diet to white bread when you go out is actually better for you than whole grain brown wheat bread. I might get attacked for saying this, okay? Believe me, there's a big industry out here built on that, and who am I? All right? So if you see me shut down next week now, you know the reason why. Anyway, yes, but ladies and gentlemen, that's true. Because it's been bleached out, it doesn't contain any WGAs, and you're saved it. So if you're a vegan and you've been eating no meat, but you're experiencing autoimmune diseases or have been, it is more than likely because of lectins. That's right. Here's another thing. Lectins mimic many critical structures or cell structures in your body. Why? Because these plants specifically design lectins so that they do. And when these lectins get through the gut wall of your body's immune system, or get through your gut wall, your body's immune system is now activated. It turns out, oh, it senses a threat. It says, oh, something's coming through the gut lining. And they activate themselves. Your immune system activates itself to defend you. Now, as it is attacking these lectins also mimic different cell structures in your body, right? So it attacks the lectins, and then it starts attacking the cell structures because they are very similar, maybe one code off, but they're so similar that your immune system cannot sense that little bit of a difference. And it said, well, better to kill it all than to let something go through. So begins your immune system. Your immune system is actually attacking you. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you realize the enormity of everything that I've just said as far as WGAs, lectins mimicking your various cell processes or various parts of your cell structures so that they can be attacked by your autoimmune system. Once they penetrate your gut wall, that activates your immune system. Your immune system will now start attacking everything that mimics it or looks like it or resembles it. So a lot of our problems that we've been thinking that a lot of the problems that you have been taking medication for can be avoided just by a couple of changes in your diet. Well, that's going to wrap it up for Wellness Wednesday for today. I think I've said enough. I every time I read this, I am amazed by what I am reading and what the majority of Americans, because there's a different type of wheat germ over in Europe, and they don't process it the same way. So they're not getting these disastrous effects that we as Americans are. Yeah, that's also a component of understanding this whole thing that's going around us. It's we're getting sick because of various reasons, various known reasons, and I'm alerting it to you. So you know what? Forget about everybody else. If you want to know the truth, come here. Come here. I just wanted to show you that, yes, this is me. I wear this because I want you to see that, on Wednesdays, Wellness Wednesdays, I'm going to be in fresh face out of the shower look. No suit. I want you to see my body. 63 years old, my skin, and everything else. So you change your diet, and I used to have larger bags under my eyes. They are now disappearing. This is amazing. So I'm telling you, because if it works for me, it'll work for you. That being said, that's going to wrap it up for Wellness Wednesday today. And again, remember, it is Pearl Harbor Day. Keep those fallen servicemen that fell in the line of duty in your hearts and in your prayers. Okay? That's the most important thing. Now, next week, we're going to move on to Chapter 2 in the Planned Paradox, because I've spent 3 weeks on Chapter 1 and I can't even get through it. Listen, it's been a pleasure. There's another video coming up today. The state of the Hawks. The state of the Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons. There's a big controversy. Now, Atlanta Falcons, just 5 years ago, was in the Super Bowl, 2017, playing the Patriots, and they lost, and they haven't been the same since. I'm going to bring on a diehard Falcon fan, because there are many of them, and he's going to explain some things. So if you know any Falcon fans, have them watch that video coming up. And remember to like, subscribe, and leave some comments. Leave some comments. Anybody commenting? Because if you want to comment, I'm right here. No, really. Ask some questions or whatever, and I'll be happy. Not only that, I'll bring you on. Like I always said, I'll bring you on. I'm not afraid to bring you on. I will do. Have a great Wednesday. Goodbye, everybody.